Everybody, and welcome back. I am back in the Vesta. It's been a long time since I did the videos, and when I uploaded them I realized I didn't have ice. So I'm going to do that today. I was hoping to do a crap ton of videos and just be able to publish them weekly and get them out, because it's been difficult for some reason for me to just find the time when I can get these done. And to add to that too, I've also started leveling up a science officer. I've made some comments previously about how I feel about the science skills and the science discipline. And so I thought, I'm speaking without any real experience, and I don't like doing that. I was off of the impressions of what I could do with the science discipline as a tactical officer, so now I'm seeing what I can do with the science discipline as a science officer. And I wanted to play as a science officer since I originally started playing 2 years ago. I almost made this character here, my first one, a Vulcan science officer. And obviously I didn't. He became a human tactical officer. But I've always wanted to play science, and as I said, I learned how to play. My first vice admiralship was the Vesta. So I just needed time to think and to really plan it through, and when I really had an idea, I was going to do it. I knew I wanted to make a science officer. In fact, I made an alien female science officer. And she's a captain right now, level 32. Been coming along real nicely. I've had her for about a week, so I've been playing a lot on that character. And let's just say I'm making the science discipline work very well. So far, I've only done in-game content and fleet alerts, but I have seen people parse worse damage than I was doing at level 17, and that's even in things like ice. So I think I'm doing pretty good. And right now I'm flying Voyager, which is really cool. I'm finally getting to exploit all the joys of being a science officer and having some nice tier 3 abilities. I've spec'd into flow capacitors, and it's going to be really cool. I'm really excited, and I'm building entirely around doing a Vesta with Polaron beams and the Jem'Hadar set. So, that is to come in the... I don't know when, but it is to come. And that's when the Vesta will be re-spotlighted and shown as being ship truly as a science officer. I'm also trying to figure out with her too why I feel a science officer should only fly science ships. So I've bought the Defiant from the Z store. I've bought the Regent from the Z store. I've bought the Dreadnought from the Z store. I've got the Vestas from the Z store. And I've got the Heavy Escort Carrier from the Z store. So I've got a really good range of things that aren't science ships to try with her. But it's going to be built around the Vesta, because that is, as I said, the pinnacle of science ships and the only one that really matters. So that is to come. And I'll have my findings eventually. Right now, I've been really impressed with the science discipline, especially on the ground. On the ground, science captains are killer. I just throw out all my buffs with an exothermic induction field. Everybody lights on fire and they're half dead by the time I finally fire with my split beam disruptor rifle, the secondary firing mode. And then I end up vaporizing a couple of them, and the rest have been taken care of by my buffs. I can go through a whole group in a mission in about 2 seconds. I'm just flying through missions. I've got a basic idea of where to go, because I can still kind of remember them from 2 years ago. When I'm going through, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember there's this guy here, and this here, and I'm even realizing I'm making some of the same mistakes. But back then, I didn't know what I was doing, so my combat was really slow and lengthy. Now it's just bam, 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 bam. And I'm just eating through 2 or 3 missions in an hour. Whereas when I first started playing, I was taking at least an hour to do each mission. And I'd be lucky if I had like 2.5 hours to play in a day, and I'd get through 1 or 2 missions. So, it's pretty cool. And I went with obviously a Federation officer, because that just makes sense. There's no point in being a Romulan science officer because there's no science ships, and it doesn't really make sense to go as a Klingon. And I've tried the engineering discipline and didn't like it, although it was on a KDF Allied ROM, which is about as bad as you can get for that. So, it explains why it's a bad character, and I'm probably going to finish leveling him up to 50 in the next couple weeks, because he's at 47. I've got that intent now. Every now and then, I haven't played him in a while, and I think, you know, what's my ROM like again? I just totally forget. So, I'm going to do that. And if all goes well, maybe I'll bring you a video or 2 on his side. But I don't really feel like spending any real money into 2 factions that I don't really like. But who knows? Maybe if I reach 50 and if I'm liking my ROM, if I can make him work, because I've gotten a lot better since I last played, then maybe I'll buy the Mogai, or the Fleet Mogai. If I can get my hands on one of those, that'll be difficult though. And if I do, I'll bring you a video of that. Don't count on it. That's just a hay-brained idea I've had for the past 24 hours. So now that all the formalities are done, let's queue up for ice. No idea how this is going to go. I haven't flown this ship in a while. And of course, the hull is decently weak, but I believe the shields are okay. 12.5. It's not great. Could be worse. I am fully spec'd into shield systems too, so. Hey, that's a Thursday afternoon, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So, I don't know. It's hit or miss around this time of day. I'm going to try doing Cure too after this. I don't normally do Cure in my pugs and for my videos, but I did it in the pug the other day and it went really well. So. Here goes nothing. Wrong button. Can use sensor analysis on this cube too. That happened fast. This is going very well. There, just get the spheres to fire on it for a bit too. Where'd the cube go? I don't know if it's been my draw distances lately, or they've buffed the stealth to NPCs. Oh, it would appear that somebody has come here and they have killed the cube. I'm with a really well-balanced team, too. Sensor analysis again. Forgot which one was for weapons, and I just realized I do them in alphabetical order. So as soon as subsystem targeting comes up, so I'm going to use subsystem targeting on the cube. Got our Romulan's cloaking here, and I need heal. And let's sensor confuse this cube. Take out its weapons. You know you're with a good team when you cannot take any aggro whatsoever. And there you have it. That's ice in the Vesta. Gonna queue up for CSE, and if that goes well, then I will see you there. Thank you for watching. Have a good one, guys.